Hey, friends and fam. I'm Nathaniel. Thanks for being here. Well, trying something new. I've never done a live before like this. I believe I'm live. I'm live on YouTube at the moment. I don't know. First time I did a little test last week at one point, but this is the first time I'm going to try this little longer form. And it's funny because I've been plotting this for a bit. Plotting meaning just did a little practice and kind of and playing with the intention in my brain and thinking about it and just like I feel a nudge to do a weekly live. What the weekly live is exactly, honestly, I feel I don't want to lock into anything specific. No specific types of conversations, no specific purposes necessarily, even really just a space, a weekly live space that I feel compelled to experiment and try. And one of my things I like to contemplate a lot is feeling, in these spaces of all these, the social media stuff and all these internet spaces, these that we screen scroll on all the time and are just really a daily part of our lives. It's undeniable. It's just there and it's going to be there. And, but I like to feel, believe, play with the thoughts and ideas in my head around, well, aren't we the algorithms? Aren't we the ones? Because it feels so many of these spaces are constantly nudging us, pushing us to streamline. I think I brought this up in past videos and recordings in the past where it's like streamline what you're putting out, like, uh, cutting and chopping and re putting together and making shorter and shorter snippets of things, and which will probably certainly happen at some point with what I'm doing this evening too. But I feel this nudge to like just mess with the algorithms. And one way that, as far as the crawling that's always going on out here in this digital world of the World Wide Web, as we, you know, elders call it. And the I just want to do this evening. I'm just gonna be light, and it's funny. I've been sitting here for a while, just trying to think. What am I gonna start with? What am I gonna do? What is my? Because I knew I was gonna do this tonight, and I honestly had a point where I was like, oh, do I really want to do this? And I was gonna maybe put it off for another week. And I'm like, no, 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 no. When I really checked in with myself, I knew I was not going to put it off for another week. I just needed some time to sit here and allow for whatever this is to show itself, and then realize that it wasn't going to show itself until I just hit go live or hit record. So I did, and here I am. And really feeling I really just want to share a space. I've been really grounding. I don't know if anyone here looks at my Instagram or whatnot, but I've been doing put this symbol a few times on some pictures and whatnot recently, and it's the grounding symbol that you've seen electrical drawings on schematics and things. And because grounding, just really just there's so many things about grounding that I think this evening I just want to be with, allow for a space of just be, which is kind of funny. Like I'm gonna close my eyes periodically just because that's kind of what I do when I check in and talk, and really notice my words and intentionally speak, closing my eyes kind of helps to just make sure I'm calibrating or just being or really speaking what I'm intending to share fundamentally. And I decided to call this video Bean Beans Bee, and just because it's kind of a fun. Well, first of all, it's fun with the three B's in a row, 3 words, all B, and because it's just the same word over and over again with the I and but bean, beans, bee, and I'm just feeling this. Where I'd like to just kind of go into a space where I'm just gonna breathe, just gonna be, and share being. That's just being. For a long time, even in my earlier like videos that were like the 22 seconds of and the nature shots of 22 seconds of would then I'd put in the description be love being, and that the be just being just feels fundamentally has been a helpful grounding space for me to come back to my current focuses, themes, grounding, and that space of allowing myself just to be and noticing myself being my be as I be. Uh, um, just helps me ground. And to me, I mean, fundamentally, what is grounding? What is grounding, right? I don't know. There's so many different descriptions of what grounding is, whether it be in, engineering terms or mental emotional health terms or whatnot, that it's just, I think I'm going to share, or just maybe go into a lot of that later and just allow tonight just to be more of a share the space that I use for myself to help myself feel grounded, which also feels less noisy in this noisy world that we live in. And yeah, beans, bee. So I just really want to just sit and be and breathe. Practice pausing and being with the pause. And I can't help but share with you that it's funny that I do a lot of pausing. Like I practice pausing quite a bit. I mean, there's been many evenings I will just sit in the room with no lights on and pause. Maybe the windows open, listening to what's happening outside, especially if it's a rainstorm. Mm-hmm. And just be and pause. But as I start this pause space now, I'm noticing it's interesting, the discomfort, the uncomfortable, like, here I am practicing pausing again in this digital space that I haven't dabbled in for a while again. I kind of took another break again and do that. And it's always worthwhile when I take a break. It's always worth the break. with this interesting. I'm so comfortable and used to pausing, but at the same time noticing I'm feeling this interesting, uncomfortable, like discomfort. Slide, step, walk towards this pause space. Hmm. And also going to share that it's interesting that discomfort has been a theme recently. There's been just practicing allowing that discomfort to just be without chasing down or sort of releasing myself from a want to attach to stories or build more stories around uncomfortable moments. But then, I don't know, there's something about those spaces that don't feel so comfortable that more and more I'm just noticing it's just nice to allow them. Just allow the discomfort. There's so many interesting moments in this being's experience that just feels so uncomfortable. What's the deal with that? Don't need to know the deal with that. You can just let it be. Because out of those uncomfortable moments of being these beings, it's all passing. It's all in passing. So momentary. Because there's just so much about being these beings that be beautiful, you know? There's so much about being these beings that be beautiful. Even those passing moments of discomfort. So fun that any noises we hear in the background, any disturbances to the pause space. It's just so perfectly part of the being. It just seems noise will always be noise. It's always it's always going to be there. But staring at that noise like a deer in headlights just increases the amplitude, the volume, right? I don't know. Like maybe the noise isn't that noisy. Maybe all that noise is just another presence in this being of being the beings we be. And asking myself to allow myself, asking us to allow us to choose the amplitude, to choose the volume of that noise in the presence of our being. That's our choice. We have that choice. Not saying the discomfort of the noise that we may experience is not there, it may still be there, but it can just pass through, pass by. Like a really noisy, loud vehicle just driving by, and it's only there for a brief moment. It was uncomfortable. So, it's gone. Just passed by. It's gone. Don't need to be concerned with it. That said, it's also okay to feel or be concerned with it, but that's part of your experience of that noise. But trusting that it will pass. Always passes. It always passes by. Just continuing to sit and breathe and be. No hurry. No. Coming to a point where I think I'm going to start to complete this. Beans, be. time. Before I close out and step out of this space, also going to take some time, some breaths, and segue into just allowing, feeling that just love for all of this, even the noise. Just really loving all that craziness, loving all that what the heck, and loving all that just be. Noticing all that awesome and all that beautiful, just that is interwoven in everything, even the noise. Really coming back to the room you're in, really coming back to the place you're sitting, standing, walking, being, to that present space. That be the experience you be being right now. Well, I just opened my eyes. That was fun. It's really great being beings with y'all. Right here as we be. I guess that kicks off my first live Wednesday of other live Wednesdays, which may be whatever they be, because I have no idea what they're going to be until they be. Sick of the word be yet? Oh. All right. Love y'all. Thanks for being here.